This is America. The greatest atrocity against mankind. American chattel slavery. If you traced your lineage, what would you find? Do you know where your roots lead to?
Grace and peace, Black family. This is Vicky Dillard, your sister with the curly braids. And I want you to get ready for the new Master Elements project, The Spear and the Shield.
This vaccine isn't experimental. It's like a dandelion. You overlook it for they weird science.
DJ RP Beats and Sincere Love the God have taken this time during the pandemic to carefully craft the soundtrack to Black empowerment with hot tracks like God Mine, featuring Sadat X of the legendary group Brand Nubians.
We never die. I made an ancestral shrine. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen, I'm a law and a person of sincere of the God. That mean your arms too short like Carl Anthony Shaw.
God painted me black.
God painted me black. Thanks for that. I'm a original man.
A letter to Dr. Francis Cress Welsing.
I say to the ancestors. Dear Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, I just wanted to thank you for all the lessons you left us. So yes, I'm more than grateful.
And the controversial song Buck Breaking God today.
Why every black show they gotta have a transgender? Either I'm crazy or this gotta be a planned agenda.
Get ready, Black family. This is a much needed project. This is The Spear and the Shield.
I don't control the media. I couldn't come on Word TV as a true lover of Jesus Christ because people didn't know that I believed in Jesus. So they were giving him hell for even inviting me on his show as a great Christian pastor. That's because you hated me before you knew me. You let the media tell you who I am. But if you were alive 2,000 years ago, the media in Rome would have you hating Jesus. Talk to me. They hated Jesus without a cause. And you know, Pastor Jamal, you can make Jesus look bad.
You done sat up now. You
can make Jesus look bad with a 10-second sound bite. Let me show you how it would happen. Jesus was in town last night. The hater. How could any of you go out to hear that man? He's a hater. And he'll quote, he said, you must hate your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, yea, even your own life for my sake, or you are not worthy. Jesus, the hater, is in town. CBS comes on. Jesus, the violent man, was in town tonight. He said, think not that I come to bring peace, nay, a sword. He's defensive. He comes to put the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law. Jesus is in town tonight.
talk, sir.
See? Taking his words and twisting them. No man can serve two masters. The hate teachers at it again. You can't serve two masters. You must love one, hate the other. Jesus, the hate teacher. Jesus, the anti-Semite, was in town last night. What? he was in an argument with some Jewish people. And he said to them, I know you. Ooh. They said, we are Abraham's seed. And he said, no. If you were Abraham's seed, you would do the works of Abraham. He said, even God is our father. And Jesus shot back and said, if God were your father, you would love me. For I proceeded forth and came from God. And now you seek to kill me, a man that has told you the truth. I know you. The anti-Semite was in town last night, and he called us devils. None of you should go near him. None of you should give him any honor. But look, he opened the eyes of the blind. He made the deaf hear, the dumb speak. He raised Lazarus to life. Yeah. He did that, but he did that by the power of the devil. And so now he tells me, if I do everything they say, they will clean up my image because they know they dirtied my image. And so it was my time to speak now. So I said to my rabbis, I said, there's no such thing as your truth and my truth. There's only truth. Your perception and my perception of that truth may be different. And that's why we dialogue to reconcile our perceptions. But there's only truth, not yours, not mine, truth. In the Torah, in Isaiah, he says, justice stands afar off. Equity cannot enter because truth has fallen in the streets. So we began to talk about protracted goodness. I said, I should say that back to you. We need to watch you for a very long time because we have never done to you and your people what you and your people have done to us. Listen. See, this is what makes me hated. It's because I speak truth. And I can back the truth up with truth. And I'll back it up with my life. I offer my life if I'm lying. And those who want me dead, and I've heard Jewish people say, who do you want, Farrakhan? How do you want him dead? I won't let you take my life. I'll give you my life if you can prove me to be a liar.
Do for self or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah's inside of the conscientious. So I move.
All right, peace, family. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today? Let me get my mic straight. What's going on with the family? Peace. Welcome to another episode of SincereluvdagodCast. Appreciate y'all being here. I am the God, Sincere Love. And as you can see, I am solo dolo once again. My lovely co-host is traveling at the moment. I just was on live on Instagram. She tried to hop on real quick, but she was boarding the plane. She's leaving from Washington, D.C., headed back home out there to Los Angeles. And so shout out to my co-host, man. I got it over here. She held me down this weekend out there in Washington, D.C. I couldn't be at the reparations rally with the family. How many of y'all was at the reparations rally, man? Let me know right off top. I need to see some number 7s in the chat if you was down in Washington, D.C. at the reparations rally yesterday. Let me know how many of y'all was down there. But yeah, I couldn't make it myself, man. A lot of y'all was hitting me up that was out there. A lot of y'all was hitting me up in the DMs and all that, like, yo, you out here, God? Yo, you out here, God? And I'm like, nah, you know, I didn't make it down. I didn't make it down. And some of y'all was mad at me. Shit. Don't be mad at me. Damn, I couldn't make it down, man. I was there with y'all in spirit. I was definitely there with y'all in spirit. Some people took offense to me not being there, man. Some of y'all took offense to it. Like, what you mean you ain't here? Oh, how you not gonna be here? You know what I'm saying? I thought you was B1. I thought you was I'm like, damn, brother, I'm not against the rally. You know what I mean? I'm not hating on the rally. I'm not against the rally. I just couldn't make it. I couldn't make it, man. I wish I could have been there with y'all, man. It looked like a lot of fun. It looked like you know, just a lovely atmosphere to be a part of. History was definitely made. Shout out to everybody who was down in DC this weekend for the rally for reparations, man. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed and all of the organizers, the sister Connie, Lioness Crown, our sister Jade, Juicy Genius. I don't even know who else was involved with the putting everything together. Some of the names I might be forgetting, but everybody who was involved with bringing everything together really in such a short notice. I mean, you know, they were planning on having the rally since like June, but originally the date was supposed to be October 15th or 16th, something like that. And originally I was planning on going. But when it was getting closer and closer to that October date, and it was looking like, you know, there wasn't going to be no rally, you know, kind of lost the morale just a little bit. But they put this one together in a very short period of time, man, like 3-4 weeks period of time after they got the date locked in and really announced where exactly it was going to be and put out the flyers and all of that. And so to see so many people show up, I think they said it was close to around 3,000 people out there. People came from all over the country. People was flying out. People was driving from all over the country to go be a part of history. And so shout out to everybody who was in DC for that, man. I seen the pictures. I seen the videos. I felt the energy and the spirit of the whole thing, man. Very, very, very dope, man. I'm proud of the FBA family for putting on like that, man. And I heard there was like no incidents. There was, you know, some little bullshit going on the sidelines, you know what I'm saying, which is expected. And we're going to talk about that too. Let me get some of that pulled up. But nobody here was down in DC this weekend. All y'all stayed y'all ass home like me. I got cussed out by a couple of people. Hold on, let me get my stuff pulled up over here. I got cussed out by a couple of people for not being there. How you not gonna be down here, God? I couldn't make it, man. I couldn't make it. I wish I could have been there, but I couldn't make it, unfortunately. Shout out to Kid Gravity. What's going on, man? Yeah, we almost at 1K subscribers over here, man. Make sure that y'all hit the like button. Hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share this out right now. Share this out right now. Put it on Twitter. Put it on Instagram. Let the family know that we are live right now on Sincere Love the Godcast. Would y'all do that for me? What's going on, Tori and Rain? Tori and Rain, I know you was down in DC this weekend, man. You got a second to hop on? You got a second to hop on, man? I would like you to jump on real quick and let us know how everything went this weekend down in DC. I'm gonna drop the link if you can, brother. If you can, I don't know if you're traveling or what you got going on right now, but I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. And if you can hop on real quick, I won't keep you long. Let me drop this link. Hold on one second. Let me drop this link. And boom. There it is. There it is. Let's see if we can hear from my brother Tori and Rain, man. Let's see if we can hear from our brother Tori and Rain. Let me see. Oh man, but yeah, there was a couple of haters on the scene. There was a couple of haters on the scene trying to dissipate the energy, but it didn't work. Peace, what's going on, brother?
What's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
So you was down in DC this weekend, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I live in Maryland, so it was nothing for me to get there.
Oh, okay. You down in the DMV already? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no doubt. So how was it, man? Let us know, man.
To say that it was phenomenal was an understatement.
Wow.
I can't really put into words how awesome this event was, and for it to be put together in less than a month, you would have thought that this was planned out months in advance. And granted, it was, but Tariq was having issues getting the permit for the original date. But luckily, he was able to find another company to work with that was able to expedite a permit in a timely manner. But to still do all of this within 3 weeks and still have the turnout that he did was awesome. It was amazing. A lot of people out there yesterday. It was so many people, and so many people from all over came. Some people drove, some people flew, but all in all, it was a very awesome event. Like, hopefully, there's another one like this in the future.
If you could, in words, and I know that might be hard to do, kind of describe the vibe and the energy of the atmosphere just being out there.
I would say it was a lot of love in the air. It was like, I told people it felt like a family reunion for a family for most of us only met for the first time. I can't tell you how many people came up to me and told me that they love the content that I do, that they are very appreciative of the content. I've even heard people like say some of the catchphrases that I'm known to say on my videos to me. So that lets me know that they do watch my content. It was like I said, it was just like a lot of love. It was a lot of appreciation. It was a real calm event. It was no issues, nothing like went down, nothing crazy. Right. Everybody was really on one accord. It just like felt like one big family. Like, really, that's really what it felt like.
Dope, man. That's one of the main reasons why I really wish I could have been down there, because I was looking forward to meeting in person a lot of the people that we kick it with online, on the Twitter spaces and in some of the chat rooms and so on and so forth. We've got to know each other in these digital spaces, over the years, where it feels like we know each other for real. It feels like family for real, but to have that opportunity to be in the same space in person with certain people and rubbing shoulders and shaking hands and hugging and everything like that, I know that had to be a dope experience for everybody.
It was like definitely like meeting everybody for the first time. And because like with myself doing content, I'm used to seeing, people look at me, and like when I'm looking at the chat, I'm only seeing names and icons. I don't know what a lot of these people look like. Right. So when I went down there, more people knew who I was than the other way around. So to have that feeling, people coming up to me and saying, I'm so and so, I watch your content, I think one of the biggest things that was for me was when someone came up to me and said that they watch my content, but they said that their niece and nephew watch me as well, and these are children who watch me. I forgot who it was who came up to me and talked to me. They said that they couldn't properly say my name, so they just said Taurus. They said that their nephew just said Taurus is on. He has a new video.
No doubt, man. No doubt. I know that gotta feel good right there, man. The babies. What about the speakers? Everybody that spoke, what stood out to you?
Wow, like it was so much that stood out to me. Marcel, my goodness, like that guy knows how to captivate an audience. Like he knows how to say all the right and accurate things and literally has them stay planted in your mind. And I knew he was a great speaker because I remember I interviewed him on my channel back in June when he was running down in South Carolina against Clyburn. And I already knew that he knew how to captivate an audience and everything like that. He was just like very, very phenomenal. Everybody who spoke really did a very good job.
Right. And for those that don't know, he's talking about our brother Marcel Dixon. He was running for not Senate, He's running for Congress against James Clyburn down there in South Carolina. He's going to be running again also. Make sure that y'all support that brother. Is it marcelforcongress.com? marcelforcongress.com. You can still donate to him and all of that. He's going to be gearing up to run when the next election cycle comes back around. Yeah. But I appreciate you, man. Let everybody know where they could kick it with you at, man. Your social media, your YouTube channel, and all that. This brother does great content, by the way. I've been a fan for a while. I'm a subscriber to the channel. You know, I'm one of the ones that would have been coming up to you like, hey, man, I'm sincere, man, in case you ain't know. You know what I'm saying? So,
y'all can subscribe to my channel on here, Torian Rain Reloaded. On Twitter is at Torian Rain Reloaded. And on Instagram is at Torian_Rain.
All right, no doubt, man. So you got anything coming up that you want to plug real quick? Anything people should be looking out for from you?
Well, tomorrow, myself, Afro Elite, Black Alpha Network, Beatzilla, PDX, and Kid Gravity are going to be going live on my channel just to do a recap of the event, because Afro Elite, myself, and Black Alpha Network, we were all there, and that, you know, that was my first time meeting all of them. Unfortunately, Beatzilla and Kid Gravity weren't able to attend, but we just kind of have like a little roundtable discussion, just recapping the rally, you know, what we saw, who spoke, you know, just like, you know, like an overview of what it was. And we're going to be doing that tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel.
I'll be checking that out. I'll definitely be checking that out right there. And so make sure y'all subscribe to my brother's channel, man. Check out all his stuff that he got going on, man. Good information over there. Solid journalism. So big up to you, brother, man. Hopefully I get to come on the channel one of these days too.
Okay, no problem.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
All
right. So yeah, man. Sounds, you know, I ain't hear nothing bad about this weekend yet. Man. Anybody else was down in DC this weekend? Type of number 7. I'll let you come on and tell us about your experience down at the DC rally this weekend, the rally for reparations in DC this weekend. Just type in number 7 and I'll get you on for that. But what I was going to say was, hold on, let me go to I got my Instagram up over here, but I wanted to go to hold on, I think I got it over here. Too. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Because there was certain clown shit that was taking place down there, but like I was saying, they weren't able to really dissipate the energy. But damn, where is that? All right, give me 1 second. Let me go to my Twitter page. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me find this. All right. And by the way, make sure y'all follow me on Twitter too, man. I'm at SincereluvdaGod on Twitter, on all social media platforms to be exact. But make sure that y'all follow me on Twitter. Dang, I thought I posted that joint over here. I didn't post it. Oh yeah, here it go right here. Let me share this. With y'all. Right, Breeze Omega. Breeze Omega. Yeah, I tweeted that out. I said, damn, some people have no shame. Some people have like no shame. Like, come on, brother. You got to have some kind of shame about yourself, man. You know, it's good to have a certain level of shame. You're supposed to have some dignity and you know, not just go out and embarrass yourself. You know what I mean? So Tahaka Bay, oh man, Tahaka, you going out bad, brother. Tahaka Bay was down at the reparations rally. And this is him out there. Hold on. Is the sound on? Okay, this is him out there acting a daggone fool.
Somebody got to say left the hero seems so dead. Like I think he just done. He just showed his whole the fresh record of no pedophile. I mean, how do you know if he talking about it? I'm correct. Say, I'm serious about it. No. He wants no go. He wants no go.
So that's Tahaka Bay, man. You know what I mean? Tahaka, what's up? What's up, man? Like, you done did 1,000 videos, you know, taking shots at, you know, foundational Black Americans, taking shots at the FBA rally, taking shots at Tariq in particular. You done did 1,000 videos, you know, and I know you down there in Baltimore. You ain't too far away. So, you know, you decided to drive on up and do some more offline clout chasing. You say you saw him, but you ain't even know who he was. Yeah, that's Tahaka Bay, man. That's Tahaka Bay, and that's sad. That's sad. Look, you standing out here. People out here. It's a certain vibe that's taking place. Everybody is there for on one accord for a particular purpose. You know, everybody's on the same type of vibe, same type of energy, and you come out there to try to dissipate that, to get attention for yourself, to say really what? A bunch of nothing. Because purportedly, you're the one that has the answers. You just come out there just to yell real loud and jump up and down to say, hey, look at me. Why y'all paying attention to these guys who put this whole event together? The reason why y'all bought y'all plane tickets, filled up your car with gas and drove thousands of miles and did all that was to come down there and see them, but y'all need to come and see me. You know what I'm saying? See, because y'all see this fez I got on. See, that means I know what I'm talking about. That means I know what I'm talking about. See, I got the information. Y'all supposed to be paying attention to me. Why are y'all listening to them? They don't know what they talking about. They don't know what they talking about. Y'all should be listening to me. I got the answers. Y'all want to get reparations? Y'all gonna have to listen to Tahaka Bay. Y'all gonna have to listen to the Grand Sheik. And so I'm coming out here to let it be known. And then you got what? 3 people standing around you. You did all that, and you got 3 people standing around you. Everybody not really paying you no mind like that, brother. You're not even really able to garner nobody's attention like that because you're over there yelling and screaming about nothing. It's sad. Ain't that some sad shit? Did he tell him to hit the Cash App? Did he tell him to hit the Cash App while he was out there? That's sad, man. That's sad, man. Breeze said we just kept walking. You seen him out there, Breeze? You seen him out there? Tahaka, you going out bad, brother. You going out bad, man. Hold on. Hold on a second, because he wasn't the only one. Let me stop sharing that real quick. Let me stop sharing that. All right, because he wasn't the only one. Man, people see this is a problem that a lot of Black people have, man. You know, you see a crowd of people and you figure this is your opportunity to try to get some attention for yourself because you can't really garner no type of attention for yourself on your own. You don't have anything valuable to bring to the table for people to pay attention to, but you want to take the opportunity and try to leech off of what somebody else built and what somebody else put together simply for attention, because you have nothing constructive to offer. You have nothing of value to offer. So it's only for attention. There's no other reason. Hold on a second. Damn, I can't even find what I did with this stuff, man. I thought I had everything over here. Shit. Okay, I know where I could go. Hold on. I know where I can find it at. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me 1 second, y'all. I'm going to get it together. Is this it? Oh no, that's something else I want to show y'all a little bit later on. I'm gonna get into that a little bit later on. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Is this it right here? No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Oh man, where is that joint? Oh, by the way, family, did y'all see some of the cartoons I've been doing for people? Did y'all see some of the cartoon pictures I've been doing for people? Let me know if you want to get yourself cartooned, man. Hit me up on the DM if you want to get one of your pictures cartooned. I'm hooking people up for a very, very, very low price, man. We ain't trying to knock nobody over their head, but people like the cartoons to use for their icons, to use for their profile pictures and things like that. So hit me up if you want to get yours done. Y'all see I did one for Tariq. I did one for our sister Vicky Dillard. Who else I did something for? I did something for a few people, man. My co-host, she got hers done. My brother DJ RP Beats, he got his done. I did one for my mom's. Mama Love got her new profile picture popping out here. I can't find the damn post I was looking for. I thought I put it in here. I can't find it. But from what I saw, there was the Hebrew Israelites was out there doing the same type of shit, plebiscite babbling, and really talking down. They was really talking down on the idea of reparations in the first place. But what we gonna do with the white man's money? The white man's money can't repair us, and that type of trash. They out there hollering and screaming about the Lord, just hollering scriptures, talking about how the Lord gonna give us reparations. Jesus gonna give us reparations and all of that. We don't want the white man's dirty money. They can't repair us. Oh man, what y'all talking about, man? I wanted to show y'all the video, but I can't find it. I was like, what y'all talking about, man? Stuff like that is sad, man. Stuff like that is really sad. Yeah, y'all like those tunes, right? Hit me up to get your cartoon done, man. Very low price. Very low price. Get those cartoons done. Shout out to Big Bo. All right, so yeah, all right. Before we switch topics or anything, was anybody else at the DC rally for reparations that wants to hop on real quick to give us your take? Anybody that wants to jump on real quick before we get into some of the news stories for this week? And shout out to some of the non-FBA brothers and sisters who was down there representing too. Got to shout out some of the non-FBA brothers and sisters who was at the FBA rally, supporting the cause and supporting the movement, man. We see y'all. We appreciate y'all. We see y'all and we appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people try to make us out to be xenophobic and, you know, just hating on people just because they immigrants and this, that, and the third. And we know that's not the case. We know people are usually saying these things in very bad faith. They know it's nonsense when they're saying it, but they try to spin the narrative and try to you just throw dirt on what we trying to do. But y'all know what it is, man. It's a lot of riders all throughout the diaspora, and we rock with y'all. Y'all rock with us. We rock with y'all. Everybody who's non-FBA is not a tether. Okay, that's the type of shit that people like to hawk a bay. They like to try to push that type of narrative. They make it seem like we're just saying somebody is a tether simply because they from somewhere else. According to him, let him tell it. We calling Dr. Ben, a tether. We call him Stokely Carmichael a tether. Marcus Garvey is a tether. Minister Farrakhan is a tether. According to him, that's what we're saying. And y'all know that can't be further from the truth. Y'all know that can't be further from the truth, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We talking about putting our group needs first. You know what I'm saying? We simply just updating the lexicon when it comes to those of us who descended from the killing fields of American slavery, because what's been happening with the terms that have been used and popularized over the decades has been weaponized against us. The terms that we have allowed ourselves, the other people to put on us and that we have gone by, such as just plain old black, such as just African American, Negro, colored, all of these other terms that other people put on us that we went by throughout these years have not worked for us. They've actually worked against us. They worked for other people against us. And so all we're doing is simply updating the lexicon, and we're determining for ourselves how we're going to be defined, so that when we speak about our issues and we speak about what's needed in order for us to be repaired, it is very specific which group of people we are referring to. Foundational Black Americans is a very codified term that deals with specificity. That's all it is. It ain't got nothing to do with being against nobody else. All right. And y'all know that. But what we talking about, man? What we talking about this week, man? We still talking about this whole issue with Ye, with Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? And how we've been seeing a lot of these people trying to use these athletes and these entertainers as proxies for Black society to try to buck break us all and whip us all into submission and quote unquote put us in our place. That's what we've been seeing over the past 2 weeks or so. And man, it's a sad thing to look at, man. It's a sad thing to look at, man, when you see all of these big burly niggas, Shaq and Shannon Sharp and Charles Barkley and all of these guys, LeBron James, and I like LeBron James. I do like LeBron James. I am a fan of LeBron James as a basketball player. Even off the court, I tend to like LeBron James. But it hasn't been a good look this week. It hasn't been a good look this week for LeBron James either, man. Oh, it's a sad thing to see, man. It's a sad thing to see. And Kyrie Irving, the way Kyrie Irving has presented himself throughout his career, you would think it would be a hard thing to demonize a person like Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is really like a humanitarian. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy who is very open-minded and involves himself with people from all different walks of life, all different cultures. You know what I'm saying? Respects other people's cultures, respects other people's way of life, respects the environment. And he's just like one of these real peaceful guys. And so to paint him as a hater, you would think that would be like a far-fetched thing, like a hard thing to try to pull off. Let me see. Hold on. I don't want to pull that one up yet. Where's that picture? Hold on a second. Man, I think I must have been some of the stuff that I thought I had ready for y'all. I think I must have posted it in the wrong chat or something. I think I must have posted some of this stuff in the wrong chat because now I can't find it. Everything that I wanted to pull up for y'all, I don't see it nowhere. Oh, man, I don't see it nowhere. Oh well. Oh well. Man, all right, yeah, there was something else that I saw that was interesting too. We'll get into that in a second. But talking about the Kyrie Irving situation, right? You know, he's now been dropped by Nike. You know, the NBA suspended him, and they come with all these ridiculous requirements, you know, that they want him to do before he can be, you know, I guess not suspended anymore. The Nets have delivered Kyrie Irving 6 items he must complete to return to the team. So I thought he was suspended for 5 games. It sounds like he might be suspended indefinitely or pending whether or not he fulfills these 6 requirements that they have set up for him. And check this out, y'all. Let me share this. Kyrie follows a lot of black media on Instagram. He does. I remember I was watching Urban X TV. I was on there live one time, and I seen Kyrie Irving in the chat. I was like, is this the real Kyrie Irving? It was really Kyrie Irving in the chat watching Urban X TV with us and engaging in the chat and everything. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Kyrie Irving on his own live. Shout out Brother Ben X, 19 Keys, and you know what I'm saying? Kyrie Irving is definitely tapped in. So it's an indefinite suspension now, right? So they saying, and I know y'all can't really see that too good, but it says Nets have delivered Kyrie Irving 6 items he must complete to return to the team. So first of all, they want him to apologize / condemn the movie. So apologize for posting a link on Twitter, and they want him to condemn the movie. Right? So if Kyrie Irving, and a lot of people have been saying this, but I'm going to say it again because it's valid and it make a lot of sense. If Kyrie Irving needs to apologize for posting the link to the movie on Twitter, and he needs to condemn the movie, then Jeff Bezos should have to apologize for platforming the movie, and he should have to condemn the movie. Why is Jeff Bezos not being drugged through the media the same way as Kyrie Irving is for posting a link on Twitter? He's not making no money off of the movie. You know what I'm saying? He really didn't promote the movie. Like, he just posted the link. No caption, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? But Amazon is profiting from this movie. And you know, after the whole controversy broke out, that is the type of promotion that money can't even buy. So a lot of people had never even heard of the movie, and when the controversy over the movie broke out, it shot up to number 1. The movie and the book shot up to number 1. So Amazon is profiting off of the movie. They're the ones who platformed the movie and the book in the first place, but nobody's throwing Jeff Bezos under the bus. You know what I'm saying? They trying to buck break him. Right. Exactly. They don't like the thing that they really mad about more so than him posting the link to the movie. They mad that he stood on it. When he did that post-game interview and they was trying to get him to condemn the movie then and apologize then, and he stood on his principles as a man. And he had on the Mansa Musa hoodie, and he had his head up and his chest out, speaking like a man with confidence, saying, nah, I didn't do nothing wrong. You know, I don't hate nobody. I don't condone hate against nobody. I didn't do nothing wrong. You know, I'm a human being. You know what I'm saying? Don't treat me like this up here. Don't dehumanize me up here. That's the thing that they really, really didn't like. Connie Collins said some dope shit about this at the rally. Yeah. I can't wait to see the high definition footage. I know they said Revolt TV was down there filming. I know Tariq had his own film crew down at the rally filming. So I know they're gonna edit it and put some stuff together so we can hear some of the speeches from the rally. Yeah, I can't wait to check some of that out. But yeah, you know, why they scapegoating Kyrie and making him out to be an anti-Semitic hater, but ain't nobody said a word about Jeff Bezos, right? And so what's the next thing they got on this list? $500,000 donation to the anti-hate cause. Now, he already apologized, basically. He already issued an apology, and he offered to donate $500,000. From what I understand, they didn't accept the $500,000 because they didn't believe that his apology was sincere. His apology wasn't good enough for them. You know what I mean? So I don't know if this list of demands was before that or after that, but they're saying $500,000 he needs to donate to the anti-hate cause. But even when he did the other interview, and he said to the interviewer, he said, man, you know, where was you at when I was growing up as a kid, finding out, you know, how many of my ancestors is buried in this land, finding out about all the atrocities that we've been through as Black people, as melanated people. You know what I'm saying? All of the hate that is against my people, how it's normalized for us to be treated the way that we're treated, and we're supposed to just accept it as being normal. Him standing up and saying these things, which are right and exact, this is the real reason why they're going extra hard on him. That's the real reason why they're going extra hard on him. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone else, the minute that they yank their chain, is, yes, sir, boss. I didn't mean to hurt you, boss. I didn't mean to hurt you, boss. What you need me to do, boss? Who I gotta pay? They immediately start going in, tapping their pockets and apologizing and scratching where they don't itch. But Kyrie said, nah, I ain't do nothing wrong. What y'all talking about? Ain't nothing for me to apologize about. Apologize for what? What'd I do? You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that they don't like. So then they want him to undergo sensitivity training, anti-Semitic training. They want him to meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders. They want him to meet with Joe Tsai to demonstrate understanding. Joe Tsai is the owner of the Brooklyn Nets. Chinese dude, I think he is. We talked about him last week on the show and his dealings with some of these technology companies out there in China where they are committing human rights violations against the Muslim community out there. I forgot the name of the Muslim community that they got out there, but because they don't like their ideology, their political views, or their religious beliefs, or whatever it is that they don't like about these people, they basically putting these people in concentration camps and using technology to basically brainwash them, you know what I'm saying, and reprogram their minds so that they stop thinking the way that they think and stop believing in the things that they believe in. And the owner of Brooklyn Nets, who is the founder of Alibaba, owns some of the technology companies that they're using to forward that agenda out there in China. You know what I'm saying? Uyghurs, something like that is the name of those folks, the Uyghurs, something like that. But yeah, so yeah, they got a lot of nerve. They got a lot of nerve, man. You talk about the pot calling the kettle black. They got a lot of nerve coming at our brother Kyrie like this. You know? And you know, what would y'all do right now as things stand, you know, what would y'all do in Kyrie Irving's situation? How would you navigate this situation if you were in Kyrie Irving's shoes right now? Because a lot of people were mad at him for the initial apology that he issued. A lot of people was upset with him for even saying, yeah, you know, I'm sorry for whoever was hurt by, you know, whatever I did or whatever the case may be, whatever he said. I don't know what he said exactly. But the apology that he issued that they didn't accept, a lot of black folks was upset with him, like, nah, you ain't got nothing to apologize about. Don't let him break you. Don't be a coward. I wasn't mad at Kyrie. I wasn't mad at Kyrie for the apology, man. We know and understand that these people do have the power over us. You know what I'm saying? And so what do we expect from this one man that nobody is willing to stand with and get behind, right? Ain't nobody willing to really stand as far as his peers, right? None of the other athletes and celebrities and all of that are willing to even get close to that situation and say, nah, man, y'all not going to do this to our brother. We rocking with our brother. If y'all doing this to him, y'all doing this to all of us. If he's suspended, ain't none of us playing. Ain't none of the players that I heard about, period, but definitely none of the prominent players willing to do that. So why should he, allow himself? We know what's going to come behind it. We know what's going to come behind it with him just trying to play hardball and just say, nah, damn that, I ain't do nothing wrong. I ain't saying sorry. It would be nice, but the problem is we don't have the code. We don't have the codification as a people for him to have that security net that he would need to be able to do so. So how could we be mad at him for saying, yo, you know what? To me, it's kind of like, how they'll get some bogus rape charges on a celebrity or child molestation charges, like what they did with Michael Jackson, and other celebrities back in the days when they put these bogus charges on them, and then just so the case could go away, they'll pay some money because they know it's just a money grab. They didn't really rape nobody. They ain't really molest no kids. But you know what? I don't need this on my image. I don't need this being dragged through the media like this. I'll go ahead and pay the $10 million, $20 million, whatever it is, just to make this kind of go away. To me, it's kind of like that. Like, yeah, I know I ain't do nothing wrong. I know I ain't no hater. I don't hate nobody. I ain't anti nothing. But you know what? My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. I kind of look at it like that. I'm not mad at Kyrie for that. This man worked his whole life to get to the spot that he's at. This is not the hill that you want to just die on. This is not the hill right here. This ain't it. Just because over a link that you posted on Instagram. Nah, I don't think it takes nothing away from you as a man to be like, yo, you know what? Y'all got it. Y'all got it. I don't think that makes him a coward or anything like that. I rock with Kyrie, man. I rock with Kyrie more than any other player in the NBA. More than any other athlete of today that I could think of. I rock with Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? But he's not super nigga. Okay? He can't just go up against this goddamn beast, this monster by himself. You know what I'm saying? You see what they doing to Ye. Ye doubling down and tripling down and standing on what he stand on. And a lot of us are like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. But at the same time, is it the wisest thing to do? Is it the wisest thing for him to do when they have the ability to do what they're doing to him, to take everything away from him overnight? $2 million just gone like that. You know what I'm saying? Get your money out our bank. We know this deal is gone. This deal is gone. Don't nobody want to do business with you. Is it really the wisest thing for him to do? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you should be more strategic. You should be more strategic. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to power. Right. They on Ye heavy. They on Ye heavy and they not letting up. They not letting up. They like sharks. They smell blood in the water and they not going to stop until this man is destroyed. They want to try to drive this man to a level of suicide or something, or at least where they could say it was suicide or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I rock with Ye, by the way. I'm not saying this really to throw Ye under the bus. But I'm just saying he should have been way more strategic. He should have been way more strategic. He didn't have to do all of that, what he did. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, let me see. What y'all talking about? Facts. Let me see. What you said? I'll be like, bring all your scholars, and I bring Louis Farrakhan and other scholars to debate about this. See, but the thing about this, and this is the thing with that community, they're not trying to debate you. If you notice, whenever they do these attacks, they never really say what the person is saying is wrong. They never really call you a liar. They just say you anti-Semitic. They just call you a hater. They don't really call you a liar, though. They're not here to debate the history, the theology. They're not trying to have no theological debate about, you know, what is a Semite and who is a Semite. That's not what they're trying to do. It's not about that for them. They already know what you're saying is true. They already know that the label that they putting on you is BS, but it doesn't matter. It's not about what's right and what's fair and what the actual history and the real science is. No, it's about dominance. It's about dominance and control. It's all about flexing power. Period. They're not trying to debate. If that was the case, they've been labeling Minister Farrakhan for the last 50 years as an anti-Semite. If they wanted to debate, they could have debated this man decades ago. They don't do that. They don't do that. And you have had many prominent Israeli Jews even come out and talk about that. And I've seen people posting it on social media over the last couple of weeks. You know, this is their thing right here. As a matter of fact, let me see. Let me go to my profile. This is their thing right here. They've been running the same play for eons. They've been running this same play for eons. This is their get down right here. This is their get down right here.
The following directive was issued from party headquarters to all communists in the United States. It read, when certain obstructionists become too irritating, label them after suitable buildups as fascist or Nazi or anti-Semitic, and use the prestige of anti-fascist and tolerance organizations to discredit them. In the public mind, constantly associate those who oppose us with those names which already have a bad smell. The association will, after enough repetition, become fact in the public mind. The following direct...
And that's what it is. And that's what it is. They ain't trying to debate you about what the facts are. They ain't trying to sit down with you and Minister Farrakhan and argue about what the facts are. No, it's a game. It's a game. They're going to use these labels and they're going to use their media to besmirch your name and turn your own people against you and pretty much make you killable before they decide to go on and kill you. They have to make you killable before they go on and decide to kill you. That's what they do to us as a group. That's what they do to us as a group. That's why all of the negative propaganda that is in the media war that is waged against us, that's the purpose, to make us an undesirable people in the eyes of the rest of the world. So that when they forward their genocide agenda, nobody cares because they've already used their media to demonize you. That's what they do. That's what they do. And when I say they, I'm talking about the white supremacists. I ain't talking about no particular religion or anything like that. I don't care about no religion that they say they practice. What I see them practicing is systematic white supremacy. Doesn't matter what religion they claim. I don't matter if they go to a church, if they go to a synagogue, or if they go to a mosque. What I see them practicing is systematic white, anti-black racism and white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that needs to be focused on and pointed out. That's the thing. That's where Ye messed up, focusing in on the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? He focusing in on a particular religious group or particular ethnic group, because you never know. 1 week it's a religion, 1 week it's an ethnic group. You don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the issue that he has with them, the things that they are doing, all lead back to practicing anti-Black racism. And so if you just focus on that right there, then they can't really put that anti-label on you like that and justify doing what they're doing with you. You know what I'm saying? You got to call out the actual issue for what it is, though. Don't get caught up in sidetracked by these side things. You know what I mean? That's a mistake right there. That's a mistake right there. Let me see something. Yeah, I guess I might as well play. Okay. This is what I was looking for earlier. I didn't even realize I posted it. Okay. This is what I was looking for earlier. This is the guy that they able to demonize, right? This guy right here. This is just a few of Kyrie's contributions over the past year. How long Kyrie been in the NBA? How long Kyrie been playing professional basketball, y'all? This is just some of his contributions over the last year. Donated $323,000 to Feeding America. Partnered with City Harvest to ensure that 250,000 meals were distributed to New Yorkers. Partnered with Nike, the same company that just dropped his contract and refused to release his next signature shoe. Partnered with Nike to donate 17 pallets of food and masks to the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. Committed $1.5 million to help pay WNBA players who opted out of the 2020 season. Paid off the college tuition of 9 HBCU students from Lincoln University. Purchased a house for the family of George Floyd, according to former NBA player Steven Jackson. So where the George Floyd family at? Where's the George Floyd family at? Who's so quick to throw a lawsuit at Ye because they didn't like something that he said, even though Ye had donated money to that family also. But Kyrie Irving bought y'all a house. Are y'all going to stand with him right now? He purchased a house for the family of George Floyd. Are y'all going to stand with him right now? Or are y'all just going to watch the lynching? Come on, Floyd family. Peace, God.
Did you get to that goal yet?
Did I get to the goal yet? Let's see. I'm almost at 10,000 followers on Instagram, y'all. I'm almost at 10,000 followers on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure that y'all follow me. I'm at SincereluvdaGod on Instagram, all social media platforms. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see where I'm at. You ready?
Ready.
Let's see where I'm at. We're trying to see if I'm gonna hit 10K before he go to bed tonight. Let's see. And I got almost 1,000 subscribers over here too. So make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel if y'all not already subscribed to the channel. Okay. But let's see where we at.
9,000.
They can hear you. The microphone right there.
9,843 followers.
9,843 followers. So how many more followers we got to go before I hit 10,000?
157 more followers to go.
So yeah, see, y'all couldn't do that math that quick. Keep it 100. Y'all couldn't do that math that quick. 9,843 followers.
157 more.
157 more before I hit 10K. Y'all couldn't do that math that quick. Keep it a buck. Keep it a milli. Y'all couldn't do that math that quick.
Give me $100.
Make sure y'all following him too. Let him know what's your Instagram, son.
My Instagram is 7thesuperhero.
At 7thesuperhero. Follow my son on Instagram, man. All right. All right, so yeah, man, we almost there, man. 157 more to go. Think we gonna make it before bedtime?
Yep.
Peace to the God. Look, Nana said, hey.
Hi, Mama. Hi, Nana. My boy with my baby with the big brain.
Yeah. He crazy with the math.
Yeah.
He crazy with the mental math skills. Yes, indeed. But what I was saying, the George Floyd family. Has anybody heard from the George Floyd family? Are they standing up for Kyrie Irving right now? Are they close the door, son? Thank you. Are they standing up for Kyrie right now, man? Man. All right, let me see. Let me see here. It's a few things I wanted to point out dealing with this Kyrie situation. But some of it I forgot. And I ain't got it in front of me. Oh, this is right here. This is right here. All right, I'm gonna bring this back up because I wanted to show y'all this earlier when I was talking about the Hebrew Israelites down there at the rally for reparations. I wanted to show y'all this earlier. Let me bring this back up. I know we're talking about Kyrie right now, but I couldn't find this earlier. Let me show y'all this. They tried to make it. They tried to turn it into a clown show, but they were unsuccessful. They tried to turn it into a clown show, but they were unsuccessful. So this thread right here on Twitter, Hebrew Israelites disrupted the rally for reparations. No, they didn't. Specifically for Black American descendants of U.S. chattel slavery. Here's why Black American freedmen, FBA, they're against delineation and reparations. The proof is below. So they got this sign out here that says God's chosen people, American Blacks. You know, they're talking about all the different tribes that we are supposed to be from, right? American Blacks, West Indians, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans, Guatemalans, Panama, the Mayans, Native Americans, the Seminoles. All of us are supposed to be from these different tribes. And I'm not saying yay or nay as far as that goes. I don't really get into the religious stuff. But we all supposed to be a part of these tribes. And so for that reason, they don't like the delineation because we're supposed to be all one big group. Problem. All of these other people, for the most part, are anti-FBA. All of these other people come over here, and for the most part, they are anti-FBA. So that's a problem. We can't unify with a bunch of people who are decidedly against us, okay? But these were some of the Israelites out there. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? Look at these clowns. This is clown shit. Look at this.
Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans as sheep. Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans as sheep. Now, what do sheep do? They don't buck up. They be led to the slaughter. For generation after generation, our people been led to the slaughter. You know, King? Put blacks.
Yeah, that was supposed to be deep, I guess. I guess that was supposed to be deep. And shout out to this sister right here. Damn, what's this sister name right here? I follow her on Instagram. It's a good sister right here. I follow her on Instagram. I forgot her name though. But she was interviewing them, you know, giving them a chance to speak their piece. And this is what they had to say.
A white man. And the Lord is coming to save us, not if we beg for reparations. Because the word reparation means to repair. Right? Now, if you're repairing the people, the so-called white man's money can't repair people. Right? You a white man.
What? Man. So yeah, there was some of that going on down there in DC. And I feel bad for these youths over here. These are some young brothers, man. These youths over here that are being misled and following into this. I don't fault them. You see these youths over here. I don't really fault them because, you know, when you live in a society like this and you know that your people are being persecuted, that you're being mistreated, that, you know, just something ain't right about the world, and it has something to do with your skin color, but you don't really know what it is, and you just looking for answers, you know, and somebody come along with the plebiscite babble, kind of sounding kind of smart. They using some words that you ain't never heard before, and they have a narrative that kind of fits what you've been feeling on the inside. You kind of susceptible, especially when you're young. Especially when you're young, you know what I'm saying? And you're just seeking answers. You know, you're seeking knowledge and you're seeking answers. And then somebody like this come along and they dress kind of weird. They got something funny wrapped around their head and they reading some captions out the Bible. You know, I don't blame the young brothers, man. I actually feel for the young brothers out there being misled with this garbage, man. Only thing I can say to the young brothers is keep searching. Keep searching, young gods. Continue on your journey to seek knowledge and truth, man. But this ain't it. This ain't it. But anyway, that was that. I just wanted to show y'all that. I just wanted to show y'all that right there. But back to the Kyrie Irving situation, right? And like we were saying, if what Kyrie Irving did was so bad, why is nobody getting at Jeff Bezos for platforming the movie and the book and profiting off of it, right? If it's so bad. And he has to run around and do all of these apologies and jump through all of these hoops just to get his name cleared. And that's why I played the video with Minister Farrakhan in the beginning. I like the part when he said, when he sat down with the rabbis and they told him, you know, if he would do these things, they gave Farrakhan a list of demands as well, similar to what they gave to our brother Kyrie. They gave Farrakhan a list of demands, and they said, you know, if you fulfill this list of demands, we'll clean up your image. You know what I'm saying? He said the only reason why you can offer to clean up my image is because you know that you're the one that dirtied my image in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're the one that besmirched my name in the first place. You know what I'm saying? The price probably did go up. I think finally it's unavailable on Amazon, but it was up there while all of this was going on for a while. But I think now it's unavailable on Amazon's site. But even at the same time, nobody's condemning them. Nobody's condemning that company or its leader, Jeff Bezos. You know, their name is not being dragged through the mud. They're not using their media to attack them at all. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie took it down. He took the link down. So if Amazon took it down and that's good enough, then Kyrie taking it down should be good enough also, right? But not just about that movie, because I didn't watch the movie myself. So I don't know if the movie has anything anti-Semitic in it or not. I'm not saying it does or it doesn't. I don't know. I didn't watch the movie. I don't know whether it got some hate speech in there or not. But there are lots of things that we can find on Amazon that do have hate speech. There are lots of things that we can search on Amazon, right? That we can go on Amazon and purchase right now that do have hate speech. Right? And they're not being demonized. They're not being penalized at all whatsoever about some of this dangerous material that they are platforming, right? We can go on Amazon right now. Mama Love said it's still on Amazon right now. Okay, so it's still on there. But we can go on Amazon right now and cop The Birth Dearth. You can cop this book right now on Amazon. The Birth Dearth, what happens when people in free countries don't have enough babies, right? We know that this type of material has influenced mass shooters even, right? You got young white boys that read this type of material and they hear about the failing birth rates of white people, and they go out and do these mass shootings, and they writing about how they were influenced by some of this material in their manifestos, right? But it's cool for Amazon to sell that though, right? Nobody has a problem with that. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about some of the scientific racism that's in some of these books that we can purchase on Amazon right now? Can we talk about some of the scientific anti-Black racism that's in some of this literature that we can purchase on Amazon right now? Because we can go on over to Amazon right now and purchase a copy of The Bell Curve. Intelligence and Class Structure in American Life, you know, where they're trying to justify the mistreatment of Black people by just saying that we're intellectually inferior. You know what I mean? It doesn't have anything that they're trying to justify, just say something that is innately wrong with us as Black people, that we just don't have the intellectual capacity of our white counterparts. And we can go on Amazon and cop this right now. All right. These books like this are the foundation for some of the ideologies of some of these right-wing extremist groups. They use this literature as the foundation for their movements and their ideologies. It's right there on Amazon. But Kyrie is the hater, though. Kyrie Irving is the hater, though. Let me see. So yeah, it looks like Mama Love just sent me this. It looks like Hebrews to Negroes is still available on Amazon right now. That's what it looks like. So yeah, they still making money off that right now. But Kyrie Irving is the hater though. Kyrie Irving got his career is being jeopardized. He got to lose all these deals and whatnot. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people now are saying, you know, boycott the NBA, boycott Nike because of what's happening with our brother Kyrie Irving. A lot of people are saying we should boycott the NBA and we should boycott Nike for dropping his contract and all of that. And I feel it. I feel it. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm not a reactionary person like that. I don't like to be reactionary. You know what I'm saying? I like to deal with things in a practical manner. You know what I'm saying? Every time one of these companies do something we don't like, okay, we need to boycott them. We need to shut them down. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. You know, it would be great if we could all get on the same page and actually do that. You know what I'm saying? It would send a solid message. If we were all able to get on code and get on one accord and actually boycott some of these companies, that would be a good thing. I think it would have some good results. It would give them it would make them get some act right. But like I said, I don't like to be reactionary and I like to be more practical because in reality, none of these companies don't fuck with us. It don't take an incident like this for me to know that, for me to understand that. In reality, we know none of these people don't really fuck with us. You know what I mean? Whether it's Gucci, whether it's Nike, whether it's the NFL, whether it's NBA. I mean, in reality, we're going to have to boycott the draws you got on right now because Fruit of the Loom don't fuck with you. Hanes don't fuck with you like that. You know what I'm saying? So we can stop wearing all the designer shit and say, you know, I'm just going to wear Walmart clothes. Walmart don't fuck with you like that. None of them don't really fuck with us like that. So is it really is it practical? Are we really are we not being hypocritical? You know, if we stop wearing Nikes, but we put on, a pair of New Balance or whatever. I like New Balance. I'm pretty sure New Balance, they don't fuck with us like that either. You know what I'm saying? So is it just because we mad? Is it an emotional reaction? I don't like to have emotional reactions. I try to be careful about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really give a damn about. I like basketball. Don't get me wrong. I like basketball. I'm a fan of some of the players. But I'm not like a fanatic either. I'm not like a fanatic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to watch the games. If y'all say we boycotting the NBA, I ain't got a problem with it. It ain't not like, I don't watch football like that. Everybody, when the situation went down with Kaepernick and everybody said they was boycotting the NFL, I ain't watch a football game since. I don't give a damn about football. I ain't watch a football game since. But even before that, like I said, I wasn't a fanatic anyway. I wasn't the person that was every Sunday watching the games and all of that. Me, I watch some playoff games. I watched the Super Bowl and shit like that. But throughout the season, I barely watch a game. So it didn't matter to me. And so I never went back to watching the NFL after the whole Kaepernick shit went down. I ain't watched a game since. And so really it don't make a difference to me with the NBA either. If that's what we doing, that's what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to it. I ain't got a problem with it. I ain't gonna miss it. I like basketball, but I'm not that big of a fan. You know what I'm saying? But are we being practical? Or are we just being reactionary? Are we just dealing with emotions? What's going on, Paris LaShawn? And even in Kaepernick's situation, like, a lot of people say, yeah, we respect Kaepernick. He put it all on the line. He sacrificed his whole career to stand for something. But, Kaepernick, he got a Nike deal. Nike just dropped our brother Kyrie Irving unjustifiably. Kyrie Irving did nothing wrong. Let's be clear. Kyrie Irving did nothing wrong. Nike just dropped the brother's contract. How is it not a breach of contract when they get to drop you, right? I can't just, as a person who got the endorsement deal, if I'm Kyrie Irving and I decide I don't want to deal with Nike no more for whatever reason, I don't like something that Nike did, or I want to do something else. I can't just get out of my contract just whenever I feel like it. But how is it that Nike is able to get out of their contract and it's not a breach? I don't understand that part. How is it that all of these companies are able to just drop yay and it's not a breach of contract on their end? What kind of language are in these contracts where it's so one-sided? That doesn't make sense to me. But like I was saying, Kaepernick has a Nike deal. They rocking with Kaepernick. Is Kaepernick going to stand with Kyrie? Obviously, we see LeBron ain't going to stand with him. Obviously, we see LeBron ain't going to stand up against Nike and rock with our brother Kyrie. You know what I mean? LeBron, man. LeBron, man. Whew. I mean, I can't really say I'm surprised, but it is kind of disappointing to see. Because at the end of the day, you could just be quiet. You ain't gotta throw the man under the bus. It don't have nothing to do with you. It don't have anything to do with you. Why do you have to say anything? Why can't you just, say, yeah, I don't condone no type of hate speech against nobody. Next question. I don't condone anti-Semitism. I don't condone anti-blackness. Next question. But you ain't got to turn around and throw Kyrie under the bus too. That's where it gets bad at. That's where it's like, oh, that's not a good look, brother. That's not a good look, brother. Kind of remind me of a old episode of In Living Color.
Up here, don't act like that. Move. Excuse me.
Well, move it. You're blocking the way.
I'm sorry, sir. We just mosey out your way. Man, what the hell is the matter with you?
I'm trying to jog, and you're blocking my way.
Yeah, well, next time, run around, jackass.
What?
Is you crazy, man? Is you crazy? You don't be talking to a white man like that. They want to be right even when they wrong. We are sorry, sir. We are sorry, sir. Don't mean to hurt you. Don't mean to sorry. He must got... We sorry, sir. We sorry, sir. Don't mean to hurt you. Damn. Is this your king? You ain't got to do all that, man. You ain't got to do all that. You know who I respected? I'm going to pull that up, as a matter of fact. Let me see if I can find that real quick. You know whose statement I respected? Because these sports dudes, man, I don't know what... They must got some compromising pictures of these dudes. When they get these contracts, they must got some compromising pictures of these dudes somewhere. To get these dudes to act like this, I don't know what it is. They got something on these dudes, man. Because ain't no way in hell, man. They just yank your chain like that. Hold on. Let me go to my history. See if I can find this. I gotta go back. I don't know. I'll be watching a lot of stuff on YouTube. Where's that video at? Where's that video at? Hold on a second, y'all. Let me just search it. I think this is it right here. All right, let me share this. With y'all. Yeah, y'all ain't got to do all that extra shit, man. Y'all could just keep it pimping, man. I know y'all already seen. What Shaq was saying, what Charles Barkley was saying, what Shannon Sharp and them was saying. And surprisingly, Jason Whitlock kept it 1,000. Out of all people that you would expect, Jason Whitlock is the one that's talking like he got some damn sense. He even brought up the whole thing like, hold on, why are we focusing so much on Kyrie Irving and not Jeff Bezos? Jeff Bezos is the one making money off of this shit. Even Jason Whitlock, one of the biggest, juiciest coons of them all, is talking with good goddamn sense about this issue. But these other guys, man, they got to have something on these dudes, man. But the one that I respected, though, and I haven't seen anybody point this out, but Kenny the Jet Smith, he kept it player. He ain't do all that buck dancing and cooning. Right? Check it out.
Get into this. Go ahead.
Well, firstly, if we're going to take what he says on a Twitter, we have to take everything he says. So if I'm going to take everything he says, I'm going to believe that he doesn't support or any of the views or promote the views of it. He said it right in my face. I have to accept that. So,
right. We're saying, okay, you tweeted this, so that must mean that you support it. That must mean that you promoting this movie. The movie is anti-Semitic and this, that, and the third, and you tweeted it. So we believe, based on that tweet, that you must be an anti-Semite. And Kenny the Jet, he's saying, okay, so if we're going to believe, something based off of that tweet, why are we not believing what's coming out of the man's mouth when he says, he doesn't agree with everything that's in the movie. He doesn't support anything anti-Semitic or anything like that. He's sitting in front of us saying this. Why are we not believing him? I ain't gonna say that. I'm from New York, but I ain't gonna say that, big bro. I'm from New York too, but I ain't gonna say that, big bro. I ain't gonna say that.
So I will believe that. There are people in this world who's done in their art have done great things, that have said crazy things, that we still listen to their music, we buy their paintings, we do their things, and you might take an excerpt of that and say, I believe in this. Okay, so I'll take that as it may from Kyrie Irving. But I also believe that the reporter did have a right to ask the question.
Oh, sure.
That's it. So, and that's really where the argument became. You don't have a right to ask me that question. I do believe that. And based on this for Kyrie is that he has put himself as, he says, I'm the voice for some of the speechless when doing the COVID. So now he has transcended from basketball and became an activist politically. So you will ask him that question based on some things that you may read. But I have to believe him also when he tells me, that is, if I'm going to believe parts of it, I have to believe the totality.
You know what?
And that's fair. That's a fair, balanced response. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to throw that man under the goddamn bus. They must don't got no compromising pictures of Kenny the Jet. Kenny the Jet, that was fair, balanced. You know what I'm saying? He gave credence to the people who feel aggrieved by fake aggrieved by Kyrie posting that link. He gave credence to them, but he also brought balance to it by saying, but at the same time, I'm going to look at the situation in its totality. And I believe our brother when he says he doesn't agree with the anti-Semitic part, if there is an anti-Semitic part. You know what I'm saying? I believe our brother, he said, nah, he don't rock with everything that was said in the movie. That's fair and balanced, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. LeBron, Shaq, all of y'all could have said the same thing. All of y'all could have said the same thing. Y'all ain't got to throw the man under the bus. That's foul. That's foul. It's weak and it's cowardly. It's weak and it's cowardly. I don't like it. I don't like it. Hey, let me get a thumbs up, family. I see, a few more people done climbed up in the room or whatever. Let me get a thumbs up. Hit that like button, man. Share this out on your social media platforms. We chopping it up right here on SincereluvdagodCast. I appreciate y'all. Like I was saying, we almost had 1,000 subscribers over here on the YouTube channel now. We close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new episodes. We do this every Sunday. Usually I'm here with my co-host, nyctegur, and we do this on Sundays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. And on Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, we have the Black Business Showcase where we bring on business owners and entrepreneurs to chop up some good game about Black business. Right? Let me see. Yeah, I saw this too. They made KD apologize because KD first came out. He said, at first when KD came out, he said, listen, the Nets could have just kept quiet about the situation and we could have just kept playing basketball. He was basically trying to say, we ain't have to blow this up and make this into the whole big thing. What Kyrie posted on his Twitter ain't got nothing to do with what we got going on over here as an organization. He's saying the next organization could have just stayed quiet. And they made him turn around and apologize for that too. And this is from TMZ. It says, Kevin Durant thinks the Brooklyn Nets should have shut up and let Kyrie dribble. Saying the organization should have not gotten involved in his teammates' anti-Semitism controversy. They ain't put it in quotes or nothing. They just putting that label on that man. They not saying alleged. They not saying, none of those legalese terms that they use, you know what I'm saying, to prevent themselves from being liable. They not using none of those terms. They just calling the man a damn anti-Semite outright. He does, however, say he trusts the organization to make the right decision when asked about Kyrie's 5-game suspension. He was just basically, he said, he was like, yo, I ain't here to judge nobody. So he came out at first, he said the right thing. He said the right thing. I'm trying to see if they got to the apologize. As we previously reported, no. Still dissatisfaction. Such failure to disavow anti-Semitism. Yeah, but Kyrie did come back after this. I mean, not Kyrie, but KD did come back after this and apologize for what he said. So they yanked his chain too. It's been a hard week, man. It's been a hard week, watching all these black men bow down like this. And like I said, like with the Kyrie apology, I don't put that in the category of bowing down, or being broken like that, because damn, I mean, you going up against this beast by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think this situation right here is worth losing it all. You know what I mean? It's not worth losing it all. Even Kanye's situation, I don't think was worth losing it all. But I think Kanye, he understood that it was going to go here, and he kind of wanted it to go here. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it looks like to me. Oh yeah, I wanted to play this for y'all too, since we still talking about the anti-Semitism and all of that. I want to play this for y'all too. Just still talking about the trick that they run, the game that they run with this anti-Semitism stuff.
Joe pitched me in the nipple.
Did you punch him?
No.
Why not?
Because it hurt so badly.
Why he do that? Why he do that? For no reason?
No, he did it because I told my friend on the phone, I forgot what her name was, but he wanted me to tell my friend on the phone that all
right, never mind. I don't know what you about to say.
Chill.
That
I'm mad at her.
Oh, that you mad at her?
Yeah.
What, his girlfriend?
No. He was talking to Chastity on the phone. He's talking to Chastity on the phone.
Who's Chastity?
Well, she's a girl that's not, and her name is Chastity, and that's all I know about her. So.
Okay. All right. Well,
she's sort of my friend right now.
You coming on live telling all your brother's business, man. Everybody don't need to know all your brother's business. All right, chill out, man. I'm almost done, okay?
Okay.
I'll be in there in a minute. But let me play this for y'all real quick. And shout out to Brother Joshua. Brother Joshua, man, the #1, Brother Joshua. He makes good content over there on Instagram as well. Another young Nation of Islam brother.
This gentleman right here with the mustache and pipes name is Jack Bernstein. He's an American Jewish author who has a pretty interesting perspective. You see, Jack wrote a popular book called The Life of an American Jew in Racist, Marxist Israel. Y'all gonna like this one. The reason this book is so relevant today is because of this passage I'd like to share with you. Jack Bernstein is quoted in this book as saying, "I am well aware of the tactics of you, my Zionist brethren, used to quiet anyone who attempts to expose any of your subversive acts. If the person is a Gentile, you cry, 'You're anti-Semitic,' which is nothing more than a smokescreen to hide your actions. But if a Jew is the person doing the exposing, you resort to other tactics." Listen to this right here, y'all. First, you ignore the charges, hoping the information will not be given widespread distribution. Jack goes on to write, "If the information starts reaching too many people, you ridicule the information and the persons giving the information. If that doesn't work, your next step is character assassination. If the author or speaker hasn't been involved in sufficient scandal, you are adept at fabricating scandal against the person or persons. If none of these are effective, you are known. You're known to resort to physical attacks. Jack Bernstein goes on to write, but never do you try to prove the information wrong, end quote. Mr. Bernstein, I couldn't agree with you more.
Man, that's what I was telling y'all. That's what I was telling y'all earlier. The last thing they trying to do is debate you. Last thing they trying to do is debate you and really get into the history and the facts and all of that. They ain't trying to do that. They ain't trying to do that. They've been running this game for a minute. Damn it. All right. And that's one of their own exposing the tactics. That's one of their own people exposing the tactics. But yeah, man, again, what would y'all do right now if y'all was in Kyrie Irving's situation, man? I would like to hear from some of y'all, man. What would y'all do right now in Kyrie Irving's situation? It's easy for us to talk about, nah, don't bow down, don't apologize, you ain't did nothing wrong. It's easy for us to talk that talk, man, but we not in his shoes. We're not in his situation. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we moving on. We moving on real quick, man. Let me see. Is this? Okay. We could talk about that. We could talk about that in a second. But as y'all know, man, like we were talking about earlier, they had the rally for reparations down there in DC. Successful rally that went off without a hitch. As we know, Super Tuesday is coming up. Got this midterm election coming up. A lot of the Democrats been campaigning heavy for the black vote. You know, they struggling right now. For black support. A lot of black people is not really feeling them right now. A lot of black people are exploring other options and hopping off of the Democratic train. Finally, I mean, we really gonna see what it is come this Tuesday. We really gonna see what it is, numbers wise. You know what I mean? How many of us are really waking up to the scam? How many of us are really tired of the BS and understand that we have to do something different if we intend on receiving anything different? You know what I'm saying? Rather than just voting blue no matter who. So they still out here campaigning hard, but they still running game is the thing. I can't even say that they campaigning hard. All I can say is that they gaming hard. They still running game and hoping that the game works. And, you know, from my vantage point, it's falling flat. It's falling flat, man. Yeah. Right. I don't know if you back on the thread talking about the Ye thing. But all right. But yeah, Stacey Abrams is one of the major components that's out here campaigning for the black vote down here in Georgia right now. You know what I'm saying? Who tweeted this? I said, this is a quote from her, actually. Unfortunately, this year, black men have been very targeted population for misinformation. Not misinformation about what they want, but about why they want what they deserve. Huh? What kind of double speak? Hold on.
And I do not believe it's because of a deep well of enthusiasm for my opponent. We know that black voters are often discounted, and unfortunately this year black men have been a very targeted population for misinformation.
Can y'all see that? Let me make sure I got this on the screen. Okay, yeah, y'all can see that. Hold on.
targeted population for misinformation, not misinformation about what they want, but about why they want what they deserve. And my campaign has been the only one that has very intentionally, thoughtfully, and consistently reached out. That has been misconstrued as concern, when it indeed is just respect. I do.
So, what is she trying to say, y'all? What is she trying to say? Black men have been targeted for misinformation. Not misinformation about what we want. Hold on, what's that quote again? Let me get the quote right. Black men, unfortunately this year, black men have been a very targeted population for misinformation. Not misinformation about what they want, but about why they want what they deserve. So we're getting targeted for misinformation about why we want what we deserve. What does that even mean? I can't even make sense of that. I can't even make sense of that. But what it boils down to for me is you're trying to imply that we can't think for ourselves. That there's some conspiracy to program us as black men, you know, to think I can't even make sense of this shit, y'all. I can't. But at the end of the day, what it feels like to me is that she's saying we're dumb. That's what it feels like she's saying to me. It feels like she's saying black men are dumb and somebody's lying to us and giving us the wrong information about what we say that we want, that we deserve. So us saying that we want and deserve reparations and tangibles, specifically for foundational Black Americans, this is coming from some misinformation campaign. This is not us thinking for ourselves. This is coming from somebody else who's running the right wing, the shadowy right wing people are running this campaign, and they're targeting us with this misinformation. And they're saying, you Negroes don't listen to the Democrats. Listen to me. Y'all want tangibles and reparations. They brainwashing us to think this, y'all. They brainwashing us to think this. We're not thinking for ourselves. We're not smart enough to demand something for ourselves on our own. This is coming from some other entity that is more powerful than us. Because we're not smart enough to advocate for ourselves, to figure out that the Democrats ain't doing shit for us, and for us to demand something for ourselves. We couldn't have thought of this on our own. That's what it feels like she's saying with that whole word salad. Just to make sure I'm not tripping, I got to read it again. Unfortunately, this year, Black men have been a very targeted population for misinformation. Okay, I got that part. So, again, somebody is targeting us with misinformation. We're being fed misinformation by somebody. Got that part. Not misinformation about what they want, but about why they want what they deserve. So is she admitting that we actually deserve something, but we wouldn't think to even ask for what we deserve? We wouldn't even have the capacity to actually want what we deserve if it wasn't for this misinformation campaign over here. Is that what she's saying? Did I crack the code, y'all? Did I crack the code? So she's acknowledging that we deserve the things that we're actually asking for, right? Misinformation about what they want is not misinformation about what they want. That's not the misinformation. So the things that we're saying that we want, that's not the misinformation. Us talking about tangibles, reparations, and all that, that's not misinformation. That's accurate. this is actually what we should be asking for, right? But about why they want what they deserve. Okay, I'm confused again. I should have never read it again. I'm confused again. My brain is starting to hurt. I just confused myself again. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what the hell Stacey Abrams is talking about. I'm confused as hell. Oh, man. Okay, why is Jay-Z trending on Twitter? Okay, ain't nothing going on. Ain't nothing going on. For some reason Jay-Z is trending on Twitter. I thought something might have been going on. Ain't nothing going on. Ain't nothing going on. But speaking of trending on Twitter, all day yesterday, Rally for Reparations was trending on Twitter. All day yesterday, Rally for Reparations was trending on Twitter. Oh, Lord, Roland Martin is trending on Twitter. Hold on a second. I don't know what that is. Shout out to Juicy Genius. He said, somebody please check on Roland Martin. I don't know if he's doing too well. Shout out to Juicy Genius. Shout out to Juicy Genius, man. Some pictures from the rally down there. Let me show y'all some of these pictures. Yeah, nobody knows what that Stacey Abrams quote means. I don't know what that shit means. So did the NPR post this? NPR.org. Rally for Reparations took place yesterday in Washington, D.C., produced and hosted by Tariq Nasheed, co-hosted by Lioness Crown. This is one of the pictures from out there. So it was a great turnout. Once again, it's a great turnout. Family came from near and far. Family came from near and far. Was this Roland hating on the damn what's the name? They still saying the same bogus shit. Vote like your ancestors died for it. They still running that same shit. Vote like your ancestors died for it. And y'all wonder why y'all failing. Y'all wonder why y'all failing. Our ancestors died for tangibles. God damn it. Dr. King said, next time we come to Washington, we coming to get our check. And we finally came to Washington talking about get our check. So we honoring our ancestors. I don't know what the hell you talking about. I don't know what the hell you talking about. Rolling. Oh my God. Rolling. All right, let me stop sharing this shit. Let me stop sharing this shit. I'm about to get off of here. All right, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody tuning in with me today, man. Like I was saying earlier too, make sure that y'all holler at me. Let me show y'all. Hold on. Let me show y'all some of the cartoons I did for people, man. If you want to get yourself cartooned, you know, for your icons, for your profile pictures or whatever the case may be, holla at me to get yourself cartoon, man. I can hook you up. Y'all see my new profile picture on all my social media platforms. I did something for a few people. Let me show y'all. Grand Sheik showed up at the rally. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, Eunice. We talked about that earlier. Shameful. You know what I mean? Can y'all see that good? Try to make it a little bit bigger for y'all. Can't. You know what I'm saying? It's my sister nyctegur right there. This was my son. This was my son when he was a little bit younger. That's the young God 7 right there when he was a baby boy. You know what I mean? Got him tuned up. Nyctegur right here. It's my girl Brown Skin Baddie right there, man. We working with Brown Skin Baddie on some things as well, man. We got some stuff coming. I ain't gonna let the cat all the way out the bag right now, but stay tuned for some content collaboration type situations going on with the Brown Skin Baddie. Make sure y'all following her too, by the way, on Instagram at Brown Skin Baddie on Instagram. It's my brother DJ RP Beats right there. As y'all know, we got the new LP coming soon. The Master's Table, man. We putting together the landing page so y'all could make y'all pre-orders and all of that stuff as we speak. My sister Crown 808 is working on our landing page. We're putting all of that stuff together so you guys will be able to place your pre-orders real soon for the new album from Master Elements called The Master's Table. We cooking that thing up real special for y'all. So stay tuned for that as well. Shout out to my brother DJ RP Beats. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. But who else? Who else we got? That's the guy right there. That's my baby girl right there. That's my baby girl right there. I did a cartoon of her also. Young 7. So I'm doing these, man. I'm doing these at a very, very affordable price. So if you guys want to get yourself tuned up, holla at me. I could take care of that for you. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. I got you. All I need from you is a clear, well-lit photo. Don't send me no janky photo. I'm not a miracle worker. I don't do magic. I need a clear, well-lit photo, preferably a headshot. I could work with some full body shots if you're not too far away from the camera. I could work with some full body shots, but preferably a close-up headshot. Those tend to come out a lot better, a lot more like HD clarity. You know what I'm saying? So let me know if you want to get yourself cartoons. The price is not bad at all. I know a lot of people see, they like, damn, that should probably cost a lot of money. Nah, we could hook you up at a very, very affordable price. So just send me a DM if you want to know the price or whatever the case may be. Send me a DM on Instagram. I'm most active on Instagram, but you can send it to me on Twitter or whatever also. But I'm most active on Instagram. If you send me a DM, I'll give you the information as far as pricing and all of that in the DM. But yeah, let me know what you need. We got you. What else? So obviously this Wednesday we got the Black Business Showcase. I'm not sure off the top of my head who our guest is for this week, but I'm pretty sure we have another dope guest for y'all coming up this week on the Black Business Showcase. So stay tuned for that. nyctegur will be back in the building. She's traveling right now from Washington, D.C. back to L.A. And so we might do another live sometime this week also, just to catch up on how her weekend was down there in D.C. and all of that. But yeah, that does it for today's episode of Sincere Love the Godcast, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're watching us on the replay. Also, and I don't promote this enough, I'll be forgetting to tell y'all can also catch the replays on Spotify. The audio is available wherever you listen to podcasts at. I know some people like to listen to podcasts when they're driving and whatnot. Just type in Sincere Love the Godcast on your favorite podcast station, and you can subscribe to us wherever you listen to your podcast at, the audio. But the video replay is also available on Spotify. And I be forgetting to tell y'all that all the time. I know a lot of people got Spotify. Even if you don't have a paid Spotify account, there's a free Spotify account, and you can watch the video replays of Sincere Love the Godcast over there as well. So just so y'all know, you can watch it here on YouTube, you can watch it on Facebook, you can watch it on Twitter, you can watch it on Spotify. So whatever you prefer, but whatever you do, just make sure you leave some comments, make sure you hit the like button, and do all of that good stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we almost had 1,000 subscribers over here. So share this out, help us get to 1,000. You know, maybe I think we can get to 1,000 by the end of the week. What y'all think? We should be able to get to 1,000 by the end of the week. And let me see where I'm at over here on Instagram. I don't know. On Instagram, okay, we about to hit 10K. 9,879 followers on Instagram. And my numbers on Instagram have doubled over the past 2 weeks. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I know my page has been shadow banned for a long time on Instagram, but over the last 2 weeks, my content has been boosted into the algorithm. I don't know if it's a mistake. They lifted the shadow ban off my page, but a lot more people have been seeing my content, and as a result, my followers have doubled over that period of time because the content is good. I do good content. You know what I'm saying? So if people actually see the content, if the content is shown to them on their timeline and on the popular page or whatever, you know, the followers and the subscribers will come. I already know that, but they don't show it to people. They don't put it into the algorithm. You know, even the people that are already following me most of the times don't see the stuff that I post because they put that shadow ban based on the type of content that we produce. And so I understand that that's part of the game, and that may very well happen again once they fix whatever glitches they got going on, because I know they did some updates on Instagram recently. A lot of people were having a hard time going live, bringing people onto their live and all of that. And so there was some glitches going on with Instagram. And so I guess part of the glitch got me out of the shadow ban and into the algorithm. And so my followers doubled in a very short period of time. So we about to hit 10K followers on Instagram. If you're not following me, make sure you go ahead and follow me right now. Share some of the content out. Just share the content on your story. Encourage your followers to follow me so you can help me hit that 10K mark before my son goes to bed tonight. That's the goal. We're trying to get to 10K before my son goes to bed tonight. So let's see if we can do that. But at any rate, man, I appreciate y'all, man, and I'll see y'all in a couple of days. Always remember, family, I am not the master teacher. I am only the master student and signal booster for the voices of the new Black media. Peace and Black love.
Most resilient, we poster children of prophecy fulfillment. We gotta be God's children.